Hi everyone, it's Allison again with New Little Life. Today we're going to cover all things about the Bengkung Belly Bind. I've been getting tons of questions on YouTube, so I want to answer all of your frequently asked questions today about Bengkung Belly Binding. Okay, so there you go. We've got this belly bind all done up. You can see I've got about 11 knots in the front, so that's a great thing to shoot for. Anywhere between 10 and 12 knots up the front is fantastic. Okay, let's start with some of these questions. So I posted a video on 2 different methods to tie the Bengkung Belly Bind. One is the traditional bind like this, and another is like a fast bind, kind of for those days when you don't have time or you just want something quick. So this one said, I'm your new subscriber here. Which one works more effective in these both methods? So we've got 2 methods, like I said. The traditional bind is going to be more effective than that fast wrap where you're just wrapping straight, twisting, and then another time around. Again, I already put that link up top for you, but this wrap will work better the traditional way. Great question. This question said, can you tell me how long the fabric is in meters? And I've actually gotten that question more than once, so I will tell you. This is 16 yards, which is about 14.5 to 15 meters. So if you want to make your own at home, 16 yards or 14 to 15 meters. And I'll put a link up top here for a DIY video that you can do it yourself at home. Here's a good question. Hey Allison, can this bind be used by not pregnant women as well to lose belly fat? Great question. HSH786. You can use this wrap to bind any abdomen, really. This could also be great after like an abdominal surgery. You might want to get the okay from your healthcare provider on that. But this isn't really going to help like lose belly fat, but it's not really the intent either. This is going to help tone your muscles, provide support to your organs and your muscles while you heal. If you have diastasis recti, this would also be a great thing to do in combination with whatever routine that you're already doing for that. Ask your physical therapist, but a bind like this can be used by anyone. It doesn't always have to be just immediately postpartum women. Great question. Okay, here's a question from First BF. I find the second method easier, which it is. When can you start using this and how many weeks or months? How long do you need to keep it on during the day? Can this be worn at night? Great question. I also get this one a lot. So here's the thing. You can start, if you had a normal vaginal delivery, no complications, you can start anytime. So 2 to 3 days after delivery, you could start right away if you want, but I would maybe wait just a couple days and start wrapping. You can also start this if you're several weeks, several months, or even several years postpartum. You are going to get the most benefits if you start right in that first 40-day window and wear it for 40 days or even longer if you want. But I think you still get a lot of the same benefits even if you wear it a little bit later. So if you're more postpartum and you're like, oh, it's 8 months, should I try this out? I think you still should. I think you can still get the benefits of the healing and the comfort from this postpartum belly bind. Great question. And she also asked, can you wear it at night? You can, but a lot of people like to take a break. And I find that you need the most support when you're up during the day, going about your daily routine. You know, when you're up and moving, that's kind of when you need the most support. So I would take a break at night, but you certainly could if you want to like 24 hours, it's not going to hurt anything, but listen to your body. Take breaks when you need. Do what you think is best. Here's a question from K. Jovi. I'm 24 months postpartum after a C-section. I wish I had known about this sooner. I have a little pooch right above my pubic bone and it's still tender and swollen and hard a little bit. It's scar tissue. Wondering if this would help. That's a great question. First, I would kind of check with your healthcare provider at your next annual appointment or whatever. Just have them take a look at that, make sure it's normal healing. If you have no other issues except for you just had a C-section and you're still trying to heal, I think belly binding is an absolutely wonderful thing to try. The great thing about the Bengkung Belly Bind is that it's really customizable. So for you, Kay, you can have it a little bit tighter down here on that pooch and that scar where you said, and then you can loosen it a little bit up here. So I think that this bind, of all the postpartum binders, would be your best option, especially for those C-section moms. If you've just had a C-section, I would wait 4 to 6 weeks before you start the binding process. I would also get an okay from your healthcare provider. But again, and you might want it a little bit looser here at the bottom when you start. This is a great bind because you can totally customize it. If your scar's a little tender, wrap it a little looser and then a little bit tighter as you go up. And then switch it up the next time you wrap. Just kind of listen to your body and see what you're feeling. Great question. I would try it for UK. Okay, here's one from Namratha. I did not say your name right, I'm so sorry. Hello, New Little Life by Allison. I am 5 months postpartum. I use this method and now my belly is absolutely flat. Thanks a lot. Can you please do a video on stretch marks for the belly? I'm super glad to hear that this worked for you. I really think this is a great method for postpartum healing, so good for you. And stretch marks, let's do that one. Let me start checking out some stuff for you. Okay, another great question. Thanks for sharing. I'm almost 2 years postpartum and I have very terrible diastasis recti, which for those of you who don't know is the separation of the abs after pregnancy. So your abdominal muscles separate during pregnancy, but if they don't go all the way back together, that's called diastasis recti. And so you might have a little bit of a gap when you flex, and your doctor can check that out for you and see if you've got it, but a lot of women do. So she has this and back pain. Will this still help? I think this is a great conjunction in whatever program you're doing to help heal your diastasis recti. So absolutely, I think you should do this. She's 2 years postpartum, and I think it would still be beneficial even so far out. Now, you're not gonna get the same benefits that you would immediately after a baby. So if you can do this in the first 40 days after vaginal birth, I think you get the most dynamite benefits. If you're a few months postpartum, I think it absolutely can still be very beneficial. And then months, years later, I think you can still find some benefit here. It's not going to be as magnificent as it was right after, but this is still not something to discount just because you think you're too far postpartum. So absolutely give this a try. All right, Juliet says, where can I get it? That is an awesome question, Juliet. I used to sell these in my Etsy shop, but since we moved overseas with the military, I am sporting my new Military Birth Resource Network shirt today. So if you haven't checked out the Military Birth Resource Network, go ahead and check them out. I'll put a link below for you. But anyway, I usually shop for these on Etsy. So I actually make my own, and I'll put a DIY link for you down in the description. It's really not hard. You can even dye them. This one is dyed in 2 different methods. So this bottom here is like an ice dye. So I put ice and some dye on top and dyed it myself. The top here is in a rainbow effect, which I didn't get to wrap all the way up because the mannequin's so tiny. But you can also do a rainbow effect. I'll put a link right up here where you can watch that video on how to dye it yourself if you want to make one. But otherwise, Etsy is a great place to shop for these. I think they had 1 or maybe 2 on Amazon. But Etsy by far is my favorite. I love supporting work-at-home moms and small shops like me. So even though I'm not selling them anymore, I will put a link down below so you can go to Etsy, search Bengkung Belly Binding, and you'll find some great stuff. If any of you make these and sell these, hit me up because I would love to partner with you. Maybe offer a coupon code for my viewers. Shoot me a message and I want to talk to you. Another great question, which type of fabric should you use for the Bengkung Belly Binding? Tell us. I will tell you right now. My favorite kind to use is just muslin fabric that you can get anywhere. A lot of times it's used for making patterns and stuff, but it's really, really cheap. You can get like a really low quality or you can get a really like premium quality. Both are great. The premium one is a little bit stiffer and it does kind of hold a little better, but I often use just the cheapest one I can find and it works awesome. Here's one that I made out of like a batik fabric, so it's a cotton and it was already dyed like this. This one doesn't come in 16 yards like the muslin fabric does. This comes in 25, so you can get it in a really, really long length. So this one I actually got in a 4-yard chunk and then I cut it into 4 pieces, so each one was 9 inches. Again, watch that DIY video if you want to actually see how to do it. And then I pieced it together with some French seams. So that is another option if you can find a cotton fabric that you really love. You can really be creative and make your own wrap. What you don't want is a fabric that stretches. I did have someone contact me and say, I got this fabric that's stretchy, like a corset. Can I make it out of this? Will it work? And I said, probably not. Because the idea of this is that it doesn't stretch, so you can really tighten and customize it how you want. So it really needs to be a non-stretchy fabric, cotton or woven fabric. Muslin is my favorite. I'll put some links down below for you if you want to check out the fabric and make it yourself. Hey Allison, my baby boy is now 3 months old and I had a C-section delivery. Can I still use this binding for a flat tummy? Yes, you are in a perfect window to use this. So put this baby on. C-section moms, this is great for you. And go ahead and start binding. And my favorite question from Cute Princess. Thanks for posting this. How should I go for toilet by tying hips? And I get this question a lot, not always phrased like that, but I really liked how you said it and it made me smile. So how do you go to the bathroom when you have this on? You don't want to have to untie it and tie it 40 times a day. Hopefully you're not going to the bathroom 40 times a day. You might have a problem. Anyway, you do want to tie it really low on your hips like I already told you, but there's nothing in between the legs here. So what you need to do is tie this right on your skin. When I did my video, I tied it over my clothes, obviously, because it's YouTube. But for you, you'll want to like shimmy down the pants, up the shirt, tie it right on your skin. And then just pull your underwear, pants, shirt all over the top of it. It'll be fine. And then there's really nothing in your way from using the bathroom. So just use the bathroom. If you have more questions about the Bengkung Belly Bind, I would love to answer them. So comment below on this video, go comment below on my other videos. I don't care, please, I'd love to hear from you. If you like this video, please subscribe so you can see more content from New Little Life. Also, click right over here and head on over to my channel and you can see all the cool stuff that we're doing. We'll see you next time.